Hello and welcome my bald and bearded friends. In today's video we're going to talk about a pretty unknown fragrance brand. I already made an overview video about these fragrances. They have three and I bought a tester set, so I have all three of them currently in the sample package. And this one will be silver malt. There's also a gold and a platinum one. And as far as I could find, this is really a Dutch fragrance brand specialized in whiskey fragrances. I already put a little bit of the single malt silver on my left wrist right here. Around 3 hours ago, and for the opening I will put a little bit on my right wrist. It's you know, these kinds of testers, so I have to smear it on my wrist. Let's see if I still can. Yeah, alright. It's still really noticeable on my left wrist. So let's talk about it. You can get a full bottle of it for 55 euros. That bottle will be containing I guess 100 milliliters. I couldn't find it so fast, but I guess 100 milliliters. And the interesting part about this fragrance is not only the notes, which I really liked, and if you watched the overview video you already know of course, but that it's a really long-lasting fragrance. On their own website, they would tell you it lasts 18 to 24 hours when applied on skin and on clothing. Personally, I sprayed this on around 4 hours ago, and it's not that projecting anymore. And we're back. It's not just projecting anymore. I should buy a light, I guess. But it's still, you know, a really nice smell, real close to the skin. On my right hand, just applied, it's really projecting real loud. And I would say it's a pretty much a linear scent. It's not really top, mid and base notes. But throughout the fragrance you get a lot of castoreum, you know, the old school, was made of anal gland of a beaver or something like that, oakmoss and leptamine, with a little bit of rose, something like that. So this is an old school, pretty heavy fragrance. It reminds me a little bit of Ciao by Yves Saint Laurent. Only then combined with what I would imagine is a whiskey note. For all these fragrances are you know, inspired by whiskies, but it's not listed on their own website as having a whiskey note. So this really is a fragrance for the really old school masculine fragrance lovers. The oakmoss, the castoreum, leptamine, and a pretty heavy rose note, or dark rose note, if you will. But that's really what you get from it, because it's of course the combination of also castoreum and oakmoss, so it makes it real heavy in a sense. I really like this fragrance, however, I have not bought a full bottle of it yet, because it reminds me that much of Ciao by Yves Saint Laurent, and even a little bit of Guy Laroche Dracar Noir, you know, the old school 70s, 80s kind of fragrances. That's really what you get from this single malt silver fragrance by Cliff Vintage. If you have tried this fragrance or other fragrances, what was it again, the gold and the platina fragrance of Cliff Vintage, comment down below what you think about it. I think it's really interesting, old school masculine fragrance. However, the similarities to the old school masculine fragrance I already possess make that this is not on the top of my list to buy a bottle of. But it's again a real nice masculine fragrance, and if you like the old school masculine fragrances, you could buy it in your country, of course. Check it out. Have a nice day. Single Malt Silver. Cliff Vintage or Clive Vintage? Cliff Vintage. Have a nice day.